Assalamu alaikum, my dear friends. How are you? One thing which is somewhat with us in our mind, deep down in our mind, maybe from the time we were young enough, we were the teenager. Dear friends, we want to perform better than others, than our peers, the people we come across often, the people we keep meeting and seeing, the people who are our relatives. We want to be better than those people. But as far the wishes are concerned, these wishes are there. As far the result is concerned, it's not like that. The results are different. In overwhelming number of the cases, we are unable to perform better, unable to live better than others. We have made it a topic of our today's discussion how to be able to get ahead of other people in the next 5 years. This has been taken as our today's discussion, today's topic to be talked about, to be debated upon. My dear friends, I am now going to talk about, I am now going to present 10 things to do to start doing today. 10 things to start doing today to be able to get ahead of others in the next 5 years, to get ahead of our peers in the next 5 years. Once we talk about the 5 years, many of the people think that 5 years is a too much time. As a matter of fact, 5 years is a too little time. But maybe those people who want to get ahead of others in lesser than 5 years, they believe in a kind of Aladdin lamp, a magic stick. I think that approach will never work. But the only approach which will work is this one, that how to get ahead in 5 years, because we do have to move forward not with the help of an Aladdin lamp or a magic stick, not through hypnotism or something like that. Rather, we have to do all that through one thing, and that one thing is called attitudes. We have to develop our attitudes, and if at all we keep developing our attitude, let me assure you that 5 years at a time, that we will substantially improve our life, and we will be able to perform much better. Now we are going to say the 10 things here. These 10 things will ensure that we are going to succeed, and we are going to move ahead of other people in the coming 5 years. What are these 10 things? Let's talk about each one of these one by one. First of all, it is invest in learning. Invest in continuous learning. Invest in continuous learning. Now, what is meant by it? Does it mean that we can buy the learning to after paying the money? I think money indeed plays a role, but a very little of it, much more importance goes to the time, to the effort, to the energy we consume in it. It is a kind of struggle, it is a kind of hard work. So the first thing is we need to invest in continuous learning, the learning throughout our life. And if we stop learning, we will automatically grow learning. And if at all we stop learning, we will automatically stop growing, because growing and the learning are interconnected and cannot be separated at all. So the second thing is accept the second thing is practice mindfulness. We do have to practice the mindfulness. What is this, by the way? This is a state of mind achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations. I think that if at all we make it much simpler, it will be like focusing one's awareness on the present moment instead of living in the past, instead of living in the future. So practice mindfulness. And the third is accept failure. What is this acceptance of the failure? I think that all the successful people, all the major important people today, talk to them, learn to their biographies, you will come to know and understand that they suffered a defeat at several stages in their life, but the only thing is that they decided to continue. They learned from their mistakes. They took their failure as a great teacher, as a mentor, and by making that as a mentor, they continued their journey toward their successful life. The fourth item is prioritize health. Make the health of yours as the number one priority. How can we build health? First of all, we need to sleep 7 to 9 hours of good sleep every day, every 24 hour. Then what we need to eat is it must be a healthy, nutritious and balanced diet. So health must be. Then, of course, it is the exercise, the walking, the jogging, whatever you can. And this is, of course, the number three thing. Number four. And number five is cultivate strong relationships. Relationships matters. Sincerity, based on sincerity, based on mutual benefit. We need to develop, foster relationships. Relationships are really, really important. And the sixth is limit distractions. Limit distractions mean do not waste your time at all during the work. Do not waste your time at all. Those people who have succeeded, they too were given the day of 24 hours only, not more than that at all, not even an extra second. Simply what they did is that they did not waste their time. They avoided the distraction and then they remained focused upon their work. And then the seventh is give back to the community, mean contributing something for the needy people. Don't be a self-centered person at all, because this will nourish our spirituality and will provide us with the spiritual energy. And the next is face your fears. Facing up your fears. We do have, all of us do have the fears are there. So instead of running away from the fears, it is far better to analyze the fears and to take all these head on. Dear friends, fears must be taken seriously. Don't need to frighten ourselves, don't need to be afraid ourselves, but we need to analyze it. We need to grab a paper pencil and keep working. Up to what extent this is a realistic one, and of course talking to the learned, experienced and educated people and seeking their opinion. If at all it doesn't suffice, then for that purpose we should not be hesitant to take the professional help at all. So face your fears. Number 9, set clear goals. Setting of the clear goals, it is extremely important. Why? Because your goals are your direction, and if at all a person does not have a clear goal, this actually means that this person does not have any direction, is not making any effort. Rather, he she is just drifting from here to there. Either it is the wind or the current of the water which takes it somewhere, which will take it somewhere else. It is nothing different than a rudderless ship about. Dear friends, set clear goals. And the tenth and the last is embrace change. Change, change, and change. The only thing which is permanent here in this world, that is called change. Change should not be rejected at all. Nobody else can ever fight the change. So if at all we cannot fight it, why not to go along with it? Why not to find opportunities out of every change and different situation? And every change does contain, actually, every change does contain certain opportunities for us. Simply, it is my responsibility and that of yours to find out the opportunities hidden in it. And of course, there will be certain new challenges as well. And these challenges, too, if at all we are ready mentally to face them, it will enhance our capability, our level of confidence. So these are the 10 things. If at all we start doing today, we will be ahead of other people in the next 5 years.